Hey, chickadees, I'm Lay Rooster, and you're in the hen house. I'm already on the second take of trying to record this thing to get the sound to work and everything, so please like and subscribe. All right, let's look down here. It is update 68 or patch 68 on the game, and second part of the Mirror Universe, and because we have an ARC store, ARC event store, means it's the end of that, which we'll talk about at the end. Wait until the end of the video to check out thoughts there. Anyway, we're going to skip through some of this stuff because there's plenty in here. Whether or not it's good, there's still a lot of it. So we got a new Mirror Universe building that the District 56 that was released, and we'll talk about a little bit, and we'll see what it is and what it isn't. New wave defense encounters. We'll see if it's enough to make me want to do a wave defense. Maybe. The answer. New forbidden tech. New officers. Honestly, too many officers. Some missions, some refits. Refits are of interest. Cosmetics, battle pass, ways to spend, and more. Anyway, looking down, they start off with, oh, by the way, we reworked the store so you can spend more. So please spend. Please click on the category and find how better ways to spend. All right, so there it is. You've already seen it. Just, I don't know. Let me know if you care in the comments down there. So the Mirror Universe improvements, they've made some improvements. This came out earlier today, increasing the daily voucher claim from 900 to 1200. The voucher max also went up to 1200. It just also has a comma. So there's that, proofreading. Common Rift max cap increased by quite a bit, and the Rift key exchange liquid Trellium cost is now reduced significantly. So that'll make it go further, and you have more keys to get in there. There's way more opportunities to grind, and now as we see with the changes, there's more reasons to grind, so let's see if it's worth it. So the mirror efficiency exchanges is coming in again. Most people didn't like well, I should say that most people on my streams came in and basically said this is the worst arc ever for the last one. They were giving it an F. A lot of people hated it. I didn't hate it, but I was probably its biggest cheerleader saying it's all right. So again, when that's all you can say, it's not that much. But now we have mirror efficiency exchanges, which I do think is a positive here. The Stella Eclipse, the Mantis or Actian exchange, and the Voyager 8472 exchange. So again, you could already do your Stella stuff and get your Mantis stuff from the X-Borg, which I was doing at least some of those, especially for my poor little Mantis. It doesn't get to play anymore. But the Voyager is definitely new, and it does give you options if you can do these in both places or one versus the other. So looking at the Stella, you can get your particles, your rogue rep, but you can get independent credits, which everybody needs at some point, and some rogue credits. The Mantis gives you the Actian Venom, the Syndicate XP, which is a big deal. And remember, when we have those Syndicate XP things, since they keep raising the SMS milestones to ungodly levels unless you spend, maybe you can double dip temporarily to try to hit a milestone. And some hull fragments for those officers. The Voyager one, though, is most important to me and most impressive. Getting the exotic biotoxins, also getting the common and rare samples, so you don't have to mine anymore, and the commerce insignias themselves. It's going to cost 300 liquid Trellium and has a 1-day cooldown. That seems good because we've been talking on stream about the Voyager grind and how much time it takes. I've done it on stream when we thought we were doing other things, and it just takes a long time. So maybe that frees up my Voyager, which I also use in Wave Defense as a speed ship, to do some stuff. We're going to talk about that later. We'll see. I welcome doing less grinds, especially grinds that I don't really want to do. Weigh in with your comments down below. All right. The Mirror Universe building District 56. Again, if anything says Blade Runner, it is this in this game. It makes me want to eat in that food market that Deckard is there and chase some replicants, right? So maybe you too. All right, here we are. Following buffs from District 56 building: increased apex barrier in PvP of note, increased mitigation, and a reduction in opponent's critical damage in PvP. What is it not giving you? It's not giving you a boost to hostiles in general with apex barrier. It is not giving you a boost to mirror hostiles and apex barrier either, which is notable because they sure could have done that. And that would have been more well-rounded, but they chose not to. Now they are giving, additionally extending the time that you can spend in the Mirror Universe so you can grind longer and get things done. However, they're increasing the ways to get PvP, and they have been pushing to have PvP in the Mirror Universe. So With at level 40, you can get in and increase by 50%. So from 20 minutes instead, you can now stay in there for 30 minutes, which gives you more time to try to gank somebody. So if it helps with the grind in Mirror Universe, I think that's good. If it helps increase gankage and gate watching in Mirror Universe, that's going to be bad, which I feel is part of Scopely's design with the Mirror Universe in the first place. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. So that's going to go grow up. Now we talk about wave defense encounters. All right, 2 new waves being set up for G4 level people and G5 plus level people. Like the G4s include the Terran hostiles, the Hirogen hostiles, the Species 8472, and the Texas class. So again, you've got stuff that the Voyager does well on. You've got stuff that the Monavine is kind of your classic for. And then when you go to G5, you got Terrans again. You got the Xindi Aquatics and the Silent Enemies and the Gorn Oh My. These are all some tough ones that are going to take some different loadouts and ships. So it may require some heavy coordination between your teammates or your alliance mates in order to say, I need you to bring this kind of specialty ship and you're going to do this. It may not be about you get the surveys, we get the other things and things like that. So it may require more stuff, but the payout may be worth it. And that's the question. Because I'm not a big fan of waves because I find them kind of be a grind that I don't have time to do. But if I don't have to do my Voyager and I'm getting more things that I want, maybe this is a good thing. Let me know what you think. All right. These encounters are in the same wave defense area, and you get with an entry every 3 days. They're called Section 31 Mirror Ciphers. All right, and then you get rewarded with liquid trellium and section credits on the level. And then you can exchange them for the Agony Booth, which is new Forbidden Tech, and this is the only way to get it, exclusive grind path. The Field Repair ASA Shards, which is the new refits about repairing the whole health on your ship. So you have to do this to get those unlocked and be able to use them. And the Welding Hardware, which is how you fund the field repair. So that field repair stuff is pretty good. It may be very useful. It'll help with waves, honestly. Elite Rep, Elite Sigma, Elite Syndicate XP Bundle, conversion of new credits into old. So definitely looking at a lot of Syndicate stuff kind of pushing up around here. Now your Forbidden Tech, here's the Forbidden Tech, the Tantalus Field. Now this is whole health, damage against players, apex barrier against players, and isolytic damage against players. So definitely this is your PvP one. Again, it's, you know, the more you're into the PvP side, the better, you know, and the more you spend on this, the more you can pew the other people who didn't spend as much, but Scopely wants you to do that, so please do it. By the way, the store will drive you to where you can pay to win. All right, so now the Agony Booth. More interesting one, more useful. Increase Apex Barrier against non-Armada hostiles, increasing your positive FKR reputation gain, which is good. Your whole health increase and your damage against non-Armada hostiles. So grinding and rep grinding and having some Apex Barrier. So those are good things, in my opinion. That's going to help with a grinder ship. Now, they say the Agony Booth has an exclusive grind path via the new wave defense encounters and will play a role in Apex Barrier in PvE. So it's one of the ways that you're going to need that, and it's going to be important. Doing the waves are going to be required to get this. This is the one that's good. This is also the stuff that's missing from the District 56 building that they could have given you. Instead, they just give you the PvP. All right, so they took this and made you say, this is how we'll trick you into doing our new mechanic here in Grind. But is it enough? Maybe. I don't know. We'll probably check it out on stream and start seeing what we're doing. Let me know your thoughts, whether you're doing it more or if it's better or not. New officers. Way too many. Epic Mirror Kira. All right, now with this headband thing has been bugging me since last event. This looks like Olivia Newton-John and aerobicize, and let's get physical. All right, let me know if you catch that reference. I'm a little old, or a lot old. Anyway, that's all I can think about with her anyway, with that headband. All right, so jazzercise, I'm gonna get some armbands and wristbands and all that stuff and go for it. All right, so against players, her captain ability increases Apex Barrier by a good bit. All right, and on her officer ability with Assimilate, so data is still required, she increases your shots by 15% for 5 rounds. That's good. More shots, more death. Rare Mirror Esri comes in, the first time we've seen her. And against a battleship player, she increases your apex barrier by a bunch, 7,500 for the duration of combat. And then her officer ability, when they have assimilate against players, increases your kinetic weapon damage. And then when we get to rare Mirror Troy, we see the opposite over here. This is Mrs. Rooster says this looks like an evil Disney princess, and she's probably right. On combat start against an explorer player. So we're seeing the put them on an explorer, put them against an explorer, against a battleship, that sort of thing. And then her officer ability with assimilate increases your energy weapon damage. So we got energy and we have kinetic above. We need that assimilate. They did note that, hey, Data they released and he didn't have the same big synergy. So now they've matched that with Troy and Ezri. So I'm glad for a quick update to make it so that because you can still buy him and they have a new category in the store for that. So anyway, also rare Lieutenant Picard on combat as captain against non-Armada hostiles of level 35 and under. Down there, he increases your apex barrier by 4,000 for the duration, and his officer ability is on combat adds X to the shield health versus non-Armada. So he is a PvE grinder. And he is part of the next generation crew and meant to go with those beginner crews. So he's good for grinding up through level 35, which I do think is good. Everything that's been coming out lately has been for 40 or 48 and just beginning. So this is actually an officer that is useful if you're in the beginning part of the game and the beginning half of the game. So if that applies to you, let us know in the comments. And do you like it? Do you like having something that works for you? So let's see. And they do try them out with the next gen crew. Now they got some promo codes for Kira, and again, for some reason, Ops 10 through 39 has to use the reflection code, and Ops 40 through 70 has to use alter ego. So the only thing is you get 5 mirror Kira shards anyway. So you can get physical either way, and why you needed to do 2 codes, unless it's just so that they can remind you that you're one of the 2 classes, or maybe you need to level up if you don't like being the lower class. I don't know, something like that. But go get your free shards. Now we got missions. We're not going to worry about those. We'll do them to complete them. We get into the refits. There's 12 new ones. And when you activate that ability, only when you're done with combat, it'll heal your ship and repairs 25% of the hull health. Which is a good thing, and it builds on this welding hardware that you have to get. Remember, this is part of doing the new waves in order to unlock these and to run these. You can hold up to 10 activations. You get 1 free activation daily, so you can have a bunch of them, but it has a 10-minute cooldown, which will decrease as you level up the ship tier. But it's going to decrease by 20 seconds, so it'll be a few minutes off as you get your ship tiers. Anyway, it's available for the G4 uncommon ships that are seen here, the G5 uncommon ships seen here, the G5 epics, and then the G6 uncommon. So it is going to help and give you some positives for those ships. Again, that can help in waves for correcting damage when you hit wrongly and need to still go before you go boom. So I don't think that's bad. You got 2 new projectiles. One is increasing isolytic damage against everything. So it's actually against everything, so good. That one will be probably useful. And then PvP Apex Barrier. Apex Barrier against PvP targets, not station defense. And if you do station defense or station attacks, the 3 of you that do that, let us know in the comments down below, please. All right, now we got Battle Pass and cosmetics. All right, this Beastie Vampire Blood Red Triple is adorable, and I do want to unlock this. So this becomes the cosmetic I want. If that's there, please. All right, so let's look at that. So I like that. Beck's video, and shout out to Beck, who Easter egg on her Twitter account let us know that she was wearing this Star Trek shirt backwards during the whole filming. So in honor of that, I'm not re-recording things. So anyway, thank you, Beck, for having the courage to let us know. All right, then we got bug fixes. All right, and there are some stuff in here. The biggest thing that's coming out is, you know how your ship gets broken and can't leave mirror space? And then you're not sure where it is, and then you have to close the game and relaunch and see what happened and where'd your ship go? Supposedly that's fixed. So please let me know in the comments if that's fixed for you, and if it's not fixed, is it on iOS, Android, PC, what? I'm curious, because that's been a problem. All right, going back here. Now let's look, because we do have an event store, and I do want to look at that briefly. So let me pause for a second. Okay, I had to jump in and update a miner. All right, so let's go into here, into the event. So this is something different for a choice that you spin. Now we look at, I was looking at these. Officers are really the main thing that you spend on in the event stores typically. We'll talk more about it maybe in a future video, definitely on stream. And I said, oh yeah, I can finally get Phlox. And of course, Chapel is great until she's maxed. And then of course, neither of those people are in here. It's just old art. All right. But you can get Mirror Picard, Mirror Data. I haven't unlocked him, so this will give me a way to do that. You do need that assimilate for sure, the way if using any of these officers. And I don't have Kirk yet either. So, but I got Picard and Pelia, and you know, so we're gonna there. Again, what I'm noticing lately is we're having these two-part arcs that have an arc store, and the arc store is very underwhelming and very limited in scope and what you can get. Used to, we had to wait a lot more months, and they used to have to deliver a lot more. They've kind of scaled that back, and now they're like, here's a little bit of stuff. I'm not very whelmed. I don't know about you. Let us know in the comments what you're thinking about that. So, what are you thinking about the Mirror Universe? Was the first Mirror Universe an F? Is this an improvement with the District 56 building, with the changes to the waves, with the efficiencies in the mirrors? Are you going to get all 4 of those darn officers? Let me know down below in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe. Leave comments about all these questions. And if you don't know what else to leave your favorite emote. All right, that helps with engagement. Anyway, you take care. Hopefully this video recorded, and cock-a-doodle-doo.